In this class, we are studying about how much of minimum masking noise is required to start BC masking. Two types of maskings were there. One is AC, other is BC masking. Now, for anybody who requires AC masking, BC masking pakka would be required, because in BC masking, if the AB gap on the non-test ear is more or equal to 15 decibels. AC masking, AB gap 40 decibels. So 15 decibels naturally would be there. First, BC masking has to be done if AC masking is done. So if BC masking is to be done, then we have to identify what is the amount of noise needed. Now, if you see, then this is a human head, then right cochlea and the left cochlea, there will be a range of noise which the cochlea will be requiring. So if you give a noise, the minimum amount of noise should just cover this cochlea. Correct? This is the minimum amount of noise. So this minimum amount of noise will be X dB, let us say. And there will be maximum amount of noise which can actually go, touch, not even touch, just away from it. So this should be the maximum masking noise. So this will be the minimum masking noise just covering this cochlea. Maximum masking noise just reaching but not touching this cochlea. Correct? How do you decide this minimum masking noise? First for BC. Okay. So in the BC setup, what do you do when you start doing the masking? Let us take this audiogram. Let's take this audiogram. So his right ear is the better ear. Correct? So if his right ear is the better ear, what do I do? You don't mind being recorded, no? Sure, no? Model, huh? So when I put the BC headphone here and do the test, then these are the findings which came in. Correct? Now I have to do the BC of the other ear. So I put the headphone here and the earphone here, AC earphone here. Okay. The moment I put the AC earphone here, then I start giving the noise. Or even before giving the noise, this is the setup. Now in this setup, do you think if I do the BC of the left ear, will it be the same? Considering the IA to be 0, will it be the same or different? It will be different, because the moment I place this, what happens? Occlusion effect comes to play. So if occlusion effect comes to play, automatically there will be a 30 dB increment of the 250 Hz, 20 dB of the 500 Hz, 10 dB of the 1 kHz, and other frequency will be that. Which means that occlusion effect comes to play in the lower frequencies. Right? So this is one fundamental thing which is there. Let us say if I do this, if I do the right ear ka BC once and I do it twice again, will it be exactly the same or there may be a variation? There may be a variation of how much? Plus or minus 10 decibels. So 10 decibel is the safety factor. Correct? Have these two concepts in mind. So the first concept in mind is the occlusion effect. The second concept in mind is the safety factor. Right. Now I have to mask the right ear. So if I have to mask the right ear, then I use the narrowband noise, which is a 1/3 octave noise on that particular frequency, which means that if this ear at 250 Hz is having 30 dBHL, what should be the minimum noise which is required to mask this ear? Minimum noise. If the intensity or threshold is 30 decibel at 250, the minimum noise would be 30 decibel only. Correct? The moment I start doing BC masking and I place the BC vibrator to the other ear, close this ear, then the drama happens of occlusion effect. It gets boosted up by 30 decibel, let us say, in 250 Hz. That means it becomes 0 decibel. So I have to add on the occlusion effect to it, because this has improved. Right? So the moment I do the BC setup, then AC non-test ear for 250 Hz, as I said, it is 30 decibel. Then occlusion effect 30 decibel plus safety factor 10 decibel. So this will be the minimum amount of noise which will be required to just cover this ear. If it comes to 500 Hz, then what is the threshold? AC test ear AC non-test here would be how much? 20 decibel. So for 500 it will be 20 decibel, let us say. Plus occlusion effect is how much? 20. Plus safety factor is how much? 10. So what is the amount of noise? 20 plus 20. 40 plus 10, 50 decibel NBN. When it comes to 1 kilohertz, let's say, then what would be the noise? AC 1 kilohertz, that is 20 decibel. What is the occlusion effect here? Plus safety factor. What is the minimum noise? 20 plus 50. NBN. When it comes to 1 kilohertz here, then what is the threshold here? 20. That's it. Okay? So I take 20 plus occlusion effect is how much in 1 kilohertz? Zero. No. 10 dB now. 10 dB plus 10. No, I took 1 kilohertz first. This is 2 kilohertz, sorry. 2 kilohertz. 2 kilohertz will be 0. Occlusion effect is 0 dB plus 10 is the safety factor. So total comes to be 30 dB. Similarly, 4 kilohertz if I see, then the threshold is 20. Occlusion effect is how much? 0 plus safety factor is 10. So it will be 30 dB NB. So the moment I do a BC masking setup, occlusion effect comes to play. So I add occlusion effect plus 10 dB safety. So this would be the minimum masking noise formula for BC. Yeah. Thank you.